Amazing strength! Incredible!
Choke slam.
Absolutely! Show me the puppies! JR, I don't care what people think about me. I'm gonna celebrate! I'm very, very impressed. Oh, yeah!
He's in big trouble.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring. And the opponent, fighter.
London is already way too excited. 17,109 have sold out this arena here tonight, and they're on their feet.
Oh, yeah! It's coming! I'm getting a creepy sensation already. 1, 2.
It's not over yet.
Release German suplex.
Clothesline.
This is the end, JR.
Portland, Maine. This is good old JR, Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
That makes two of us, King. I don't think Portland's going to know what hit it after tonight. I'm not so sure this one's about winning or losing anymore. I think it's become more personal than that.
Of course it's personal, JR. Anytime you step into the ring with someone who wants to beat you down in order to win the match, it's personal.
I guess I can't argue with that, King. I just wonder if they'll be able to settle their differences in this match, or if it's going to wind up bigger than that.
4, 5.
It looks like they've slowed the match down a little, and I think that's some good strategy right there.
It certainly is. I'm sure they're well acquainted with the old expression, fools rush in.
Is that why you always seem to be in such a hurry, JR?
I think I've eaten a little too much good Oklahoma barbecue in my day, King, to hurry anywhere.
Looks like someone's heading for the high-rent district.
1. 1.
I think I know who's going to win this match, but I don't want to say.
2.
I'm afraid I'll jinx it.
Come on, King. Don't tell me you're superstitious.
Of course not, JR. I'm not superstitious
4.
because I know that's unlucky.
5. 6.
It looks like they're slowing the pace down a bit here.
7.
Maybe so. But one or two big moves could completely
8.
change the complexion of this match. And it's been reversed.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you can come down that hurt.
This is a classic matchup, King. I'm so glad the WWE fans are...
This could finish the match right here.
And then a pin! This
1,
could be it!
2.
That's nowhere near a 3 count.
It's matches like this that make this the greatest job in the world, JR.
Absolutely, King. I wouldn't trade it for
1.
anything.
1. 2.
I tell you, King, sometimes I
3.
get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know
4.
what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these WWE superstars really are.
You've got to have some excellent conditioning to be able to do what they do.
Well, that's the name of the game, JR. You gotta keep moving. No dog ever peed on a moving car.
Oh, that's a lovely image, King. I'd ask you where you come up with this stuff, but I don't think I want to know, quite frankly.
1.
What a reversal.
JR's not going to be happy about this one, folks. I think one of his favorites is going to get beat like a proverbial government mule.
I'm not playing favorites, King. I might have issues with certain superstars as human beings, but I respect their in-ring abilities nonetheless.
JR, you're so full of it that you've got diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain. What a finishing move. I get chills every time I see it. Here's the cover, JR.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh, JR. That's it. The match.
A big New England welcome from Portland, Maine. This is good old JR, Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
That makes two of us, King. I don't think Portland's going to know what hit it after tonight.
This is a slobber knocker?
It's too early to tell, King, but it's definitely one hellacious matchup, no doubt about it. A textbook reversal there.
2, 3, 4.
See, JR, this is exactly why Raw is the #1 brand in all of sports entertainment.
You're absolutely right, King. We've got the best superstars, the best fans,
and the best announced team. Don't forget that.
I was going to say that until you interrupted me. Now I'm just hoping I haven't lost Taz's phone number.
Yes, that was an incredible move. What strategy?
Strategy my Oklahoma ass. That's cheating, plain and simple.
It looks like they're slowing the pace down a bit here.
Maybe so. But one or two big moves could completely change the complexion of this match.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come down that hurt. Now remember, kids, whatever you do, don't try this stuff at home.
Absolutely not. Even these trained professionals wind up pretty badly banged up after a match. The referee is down, and now there's no one to maintain order in this match.
Where do they find these referees, JR? They seem to be awfully fragile.
Predictions about the outcome of this match?
No, no. Every time I make a guess as to who's going to win, I never hear the end of it from you.
Maybe that wouldn't happen if you got one right every now and then.
Rope break.
I don't care how tough you are, JR. No one can take this kind of pain for long.
You're absolutely right, King. We've seen many superstars tap out to this very hole.
I don't think anyone's walking away from this match unscathed.
No doubt about it, King. This was going to be hell on the anatomy for sure. Oh boy, the adrenaline is pumping.
Uh-oh, this isn't gonna be pretty. These superstars are gonna tear each other apart. Here's the cover, JR.
1, 2.
Was that 3? No? Come on. This match has the potential to be an instant classic, and I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say that, King? How can you insult the intelligence of these WWE fans?
Well, I heard that we gave them an IQ test, and the results came back negative.
Folks, I've got to apologize for the King here tonight. He must have gotten up on the wrong side of somebody else's bed this morning. I'll be honest with you, King. This is not the way I thought this match would go at all.
Me neither, JR. I guess that just goes to show that anything can happen in the WWE.
I think you hit the nail right on the head, King. And it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
There's the reversal.
One.
No matter who wins this one,
1.
everyone's going to feel the effects of this match tomorrow.
No doubt about it, King. But if you win, you don't have to deal with hurt pride on top of it.
Oh boy, these top rope moves can go either way. So come on, JR. Just between you and me, who are you pulling for in this matchup?
I'd like to see a clean victory by a superstar with a lot of heart
1.
and a lot of intensity who puts on the best performance possible for the fans, King.
We could see a finishing move right here. Looks like things have quieted down here a bit, JR.
Well, you can be certain that won't last long, King.
That's for sure. I haven't seen the superstar yet who goes down without a fight. That ain't to be that referee, JR. Can you imagine having to tell one of these superstars no?
I think I've had nightmares about trying to do something like that, King.
Superstars can make it through this match without suffering a serious injury.
So do I, King, but this ain't ballet. This is very intense, physical competition. What a reversal.
You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it, but it's turned out a lot better than I thought it would.
I'm not at all surprised, King. I knew this was going to be a terrific matchup.
Rope break.
Come on, JR. You're just talking through your hat. And speaking of hats, when are you going to get rid of that silly thing anyway?
Right about the time you stop wearing that crown, I'd say.
Great strategy. Pick a body part and keep working on it.
And we're certainly seeing the results of that strategy now.
Look at these superstars, JR. They absolutely refuse to be intimidated by each other.
There's a determined look in the eyes of these competitors. No one's giving an inch.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
One.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR. But I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that that would be no easy thing. These top rope moves are always difference makers for better or worse. Excellent counter. What ring presence.
I could watch these superstars go at it all night, JR.
So could I, King, but all good things must come to an end. Let's just hope it just doesn't end too soon.
4.
I've got to say, JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here tonight.
How could you not be, King? These are some of the finest athletes in all of sports entertainment.
I know that, JR. I'm just saying that this has been a great match so far.
It has indeed, King, and I think it's only going to get better from here on out.
I'd ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying to remain as objective as I can. Quite frankly, I'd rather see a good competitive matchup than see a particular superstar win or lose this thing.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows you play favorites. You're always trying to kiss up to the fans by talking up whoever they're cheering for.
I've never been a kiss-up in my life, King, which is more than I can say for some people. I call them like I see them, and I'm flattered that the WWE fans agree with me as often as they do.
I don't know how much more of this I can stand to listen to, JR. You know what the difference between you and I-95 is? You can turn off I-95.
That's a short climb, but a potentially long fall.
1.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's going to go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're looking pretty good, though, I must say.
I don't think there's going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done.
There may not be, King. They may well annihilate each other here tonight.
You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career.
Why?
There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late.
5.
Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. You're not going to see this kind of action on SmackDown.
SmackDown or anywhere else. There's nothing else out.
Here's the pin. Could this
1,
be it?
2, 3.
Oh, boy. I don't believe it. The match.
Welcome to Raw, live from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm Jim Ross with Jerry the King Lawler.
I know I say this a lot, JR, but I think tonight's show is going to be the best one ever.
You might be right, King. Of course, the Raw superstars always seem to find a way to outdo themselves every week, and that shouldn't be a surprise.
I don't think there's going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done.
There may not be, King. They may well annihilate each other here tonight. I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just
Rope
gas,
break.
JR.
Well, I did have some good old Oklahoma barbecue before the night show, but I don't think that's it, King. And there's a little something for the crowd. The best superstars never ignore their fans.
The best superstars also
3.
finish off their opponents instead of giving them time to recover.
1,
And it's been reversed.
2, 3.
I've got to say,
4.
JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here tonight.
How could you not be?
5.
These are some of the finest athletes in all of
6.
sports entertainment.
I know that, JR. I'm just saying that this has been
7.
a great match so far.
It has indeed, King, and I think it's only going to get better from here on out.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that that would be no easy feat. That's a short climb, but a potentially long fall.
I'd ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying.
This could finish the match right here.
So, King. And here's the pin. What a reversal.
Oh, boy. This looks like an all-or-nothing move.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in that very ring.
And I think there's going to be a lot more shed here tonight.
No doubt about that, King. These superstars are going to leave it all in the ring. You can count on that.
Show off all you want, but it's not going to win you the match.
4.
No, but getting the crowd behind you can certainly give you the edge.
These superstars sure aren't going easy on each other here tonight.
What'd you expect, King? This isn't ballet, you know.
Oh, really, JR? Gosh, tell me more about your in-ring experience.
Well, I've got a pinfall victory over Triple H to my credit. How about you?
You think these fans are getting them?
And now a pin. This
1,
could be it.
2.
That's nowhere near a 3 count.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that.
Yes, that was an incredible move. What strategy?
Strategy my Oklahoma ass. That's cheap, plain and simple.
1.
This match has the potential to be an instant classic, and I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say that, King? How?
Uh-oh. This isn't going to be pretty. After some of there's the pin.
1, 2, 3.
I don't know if everyone's...
You're watching Raw action coming to you live from Boise, Idaho. Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler. And King, take a look at these Boise fans.
This is great, JR. This capacity crowd is on its feet, and they can't wait to get started.
Neither can I. So without further ado, let's show Boise why Raw is the greatest brand in sports entertainment.
The intensity of these superstars is unbelievable.
No doubt about that, King. And it's been reversed.
I almost feel bad for Taz and Michael Cole. They never get to call matches as good as this.
SmackDown's had its fair share of exciting matchups, King, but I'm inclined to agree with you. There's nothing like watching the Raw superstars perform live.
And we're so lucky, JR. We get to see them every single week. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled.